Hello everyone, welcome to this live. Good morning, Rokyo. Good morning. How are you? And other people also, like, I would love to know, are you a first timer or have you been here before? Like, have you been to any of my previous lives? Rokyo is doing fine. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good as well, Rokyo. So where are you from? Hello, Caitlin. I see you joining at the start of this again, and I'm so happy to have you here. So, how are you, Caitlin? How are you doing? Andrew says, hello from Poland. Hello, Andrew. Hello, and welcome. I am so glad to have you here. Rokio says, I'm Spanish, but joining from UK. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Welcome. Caitlin says, hi, here from Hudson Valley, New York, 4:30. Just grabbed my coffee. Yeah, I I just, you know, I just feel so happy when you people make me a part of your morning routine because I really value that. And when you do that, it means a lot. So thank you for doing that. And enjoy your coffee as you listen to me, Caitlin. Bernadette says, hi from Sydney, Australia. Hello, Bernadette. Hello and welcome. Eva says, good morning, Anisha and everyone. Good morning, Eva. Welcome back. Leah says, good morning, evening. Okay, so Leah, what is the time there at your place? Okay, so I do see like some new names and Leah meant good morning, everyone. Okay, that's fine. Good morning, Leah. Good morning. Uh, what was I saying? Yeah. Yes, I was saying that I do see like some new names here. So I want to like introduce myself a little bit before we begin this live, before I share what I do in these lives. So guys, my name is Anisha Maheshwari and I have been on Insight Timer for more than 2 years now. Here on Insight Timer, I have like 30 plus tracks and I guess 30 more to come in the coming months. And I have 7 courses related to mindfulness, overcoming limiting beliefs and negative thoughts, and yeah, some tracks on emotion regulation and stuff like that. So if you're interested, you can always check that out. And what I do is that I am a life coach, I'm a psychologist, and I'm a mindfulness meditation teacher. And I love working with women. So I love helping them become the person that they want to be and take aligned action in that terms, in that goal, in relation to that goal, and help them overcome any internal barrier that they are facing right now so that they can reach their highest potential and they can they can create a fulfilling life for themselves. So that's what I do. And we do have some people here, so I want to share with all of you that since like February is a month of love and everything, so I decided to spread some love. So for that, I decided to gift women a powerful coaching session with me. So if you are a woman or if you know of any women who would be interested in this and working with me, um then you're welcome to message me on Insight Timer. And you can do that by going to my profile. In the profile, there is a follow button. So when you follow it, the follow button becomes a donate button, and above it, 3 dots appear. So when you click on the 3 dots, You can go to message teacher, and from that you can message me, and I would love to have a chat with you and see, how can I help you. So that's a little bit about me and the gift I'm offering in this month of February. Now, what do we do in these lives? So, we have a wheel. That's why the name is Wheel of Wisdom. And Rokyo says, that's very kind of you. Thanks. I'm glad that you like the gift, Rokyo. Um, yeah, so we have a wheel, and on that wheel, I have some randomly chosen books, the name of, many books. So in the past 8 years, I have been reading like a lot of books for my own transformation, for my own self-discovery and everything. And I have like read almost like 80 books or so. So yeah, I have randomly chosen books out of them and, you know, placed it on the wheel. So we spin the wheel in this life. The wheel randomly chooses a book from which, we need to receive some wisdom today. So yeah, so this is a space where we open ourselves for God, for universe, for higher self, whatever you believe in. So for that being to speak to us, for that being to provide us the guidance, and the guidance comes through these books. So this is just the essence of what we do in these lives. Like I will be telling you what we are going to do next as we go along. So how we usually start these lives is with a meditation to settle ourselves, to open ourselves, to relax, and to just be. So, are you guys ready to meditate? Type ready in the comments if you are ready to start with the meditation, to start the session. Leah says ready. Thank you, Leah. Rokyo is ready. Okay, so let me drink some water and then we will start. Eva says I'm ready. Emma says ready with a smile. Okay, so begin by coming into a comfortable position. You can either sit, stand, or lie down, whatever your body needs right now. As you settle into this position, allow your eyes to close, turning your awareness inward and noticing your body. Feeling your body being held by the surface beneath you. Allowing yourself to relax mentally and physically with each breath that you take. relaxing more and more with each breath. Letting go of any tension your body might be holding on to. With each breath, letting go of any worries that might be going on in your mind. Noticing yourself breathe, feeling the flow of air coming into your body and moving out of your body. Noticing how your body moves with each breath. Noticing the different parts of your body that moves with the in-breath and that moves with the out-breath. In a few moments from now, I'm going to repeat some affirmations. Feel free to repeat them in your mind or out loud after me. or just let them sink in as you listen to the words coming out from my mouth. I am learning and growing every day, and that is enough. I am learning and growing every day, and that is enough. I trust myself to figure things out step by step. I trust myself to figure things out step by step. My worth is not measured by what I can or cannot do. My worth is not measured by what I can or cannot do. Mistakes do not define me, they are part of my growth. Mistakes do not define me, they are part of my growth. I hold space for my fears, but I will not let them hold me back. I hold space for my fears, but I will not let them hold me back. It's okay to ask for help. I don't have to do everything alone. It's okay to ask for help. I don't have to do everything alone. Noticing how do you feel after all these affirmations, becoming aware of the impact of these affirmations within you. Now, as you feel the ripples of these affirmations within you, I invite you to let go of this meditation by taking a deep breath in and out. Begin to come out of the meditation by wiggling your fingers and your toes, moving your body in whatever way it feels comfortable. And as you become aware of the body, gently allowing your eyes to open, connecting back with the environment around you. If you feel called to, you can share about your experience, or if you don't want to type, you can always press the hearts to let me know that the meditation resonated with you. Guys, are you able to hear me? It seems like the internet connection is having a little bit issue. Oh, okay, I got frozen. Oh my god. Um, am is it okay now? Okay, Caitlin says here you are here. I didn't realize that, it got frozen. I'm so sorry. I hate it when this happens during the meditation because my eyes are closed and yeah, I don't realize that this has happened. Um, let me see. Yeah, okay, it happened like 11 minutes ago. And I have been like, okay, guiding myself in the meditation itself. I re- and thank you guys for staying, while all this was happening, still being here. Let me read your comments. Um, yeah, Leah says hooray. Eva says, yes, you are back. Thank you for the confirmation. Rokyo says, you, to be honest, I thought we were just all meditating in silence together. Okay, focusing on the silver lining. You got a silent meditation for some time, I guess. Caitlin says, haha, you were channeling, so funny. We let go of worries and sat and waited. Oh my god. This was frozen since then. That was the starting of the meditation. Oh, oh my god. Rokia says so. I did not even notice. Haha. That's nice. Okay. I'm glad, Rokyo, that you got your silent meditation. I'm glad. I'm really relieved to hear that at least one person had a nice experience through this. Um, Caitlin says, nice, Rokyo, in the zone. Yeah, yeah. Um, Okay, so guys, I guess you got two meditations today. One is the silent one that you had up until now, and the other one, since this is getting like recorded, so yeah, you can you can watch the replay and maybe meditate again, and you know, let because that was an affirmation meditation today, so let the affirmations, you know, reach your heart. Um, Yeah, Caitlin says, for a few minutes I thought it was a silent meditation, and then I saw my screen and you weren't there, but it was all good. Thank you for the reassurance. And it's a nice thing that, some of you thought of it as a silent meditation and you got an opportunity like that to meditate. And I'm so very grateful that, you guys stayed all this while patiently waiting for me to come back. It means a lot. Thank you so much, really. And I'm so sorry for anyone, who got confused as to what is happening. Um, yeah. Okay. So maybe let's, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Um, my cheeks are hurting from laughing from what just happened. Um, yeah. Okay, so maybe let's just take, three deep breaths together to get into the zone again. And then we can open ourselves to the wisdom and spin the wheel and do like all of the fun. Is that okay? Would you like to take some deep breaths? Or you guys are already like very settled right now and you would like me to spin the wheel? So, what is it? Deep breaths or spin the wheel? Caitlin says, let's breathe. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, just three deep breaths. Hmm. Okay, so bring your awareness to your breath and breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. In and out. Okay, wonderful. So, we are already 30 minutes in the live. So now, before we spin the wheel, I invite all of you to reflect, what is it that you need guidance on today? What is happening in your life right now that you would like some clarity on? or in which area of your life would you like to receive some wisdom on? So feel free to share that in the comment. You can just share the general theme or the area of your life. And if you have nothing at all on your mind that you need particularly guidance on, then you can just write, I'm open to receive, just receiving general guidance. Mm. And I will open the wheel until then. Eva says, I'm open to receive. Beautiful. And other people, they need something specific. Do you need guidance on something specific or just general guidance is welcome here? Because if you do need guidance on something specific, then you can just declare it to the universe, declare it to God, to the higher power, just, let it out in the open. Leah says, I'm finding it hard to enjoy the present and not be distracted by my list of overwhelming things, overwhelming tasks. Yeah, it is sometimes so difficult to just live in the moment, right? Because our mind usually keep on stretching and pulling us into these different directions as to you need to do this, you need to get done, you need to get this done and everything. So I hope that you do receive some guidance on that, Leah. I hope that, something comes through from the wheel. Eva says, I feel you, Leah, really struggling with this the last weeks. Yeah, thank you, Eva, for sharing that, letting Leah know that she is not alone and all of us go through this, all, at times all of us have so much to do that we forget to be. Leah says thank you. Eva says sending you love. Caitlin says, the commitment to love movement floated to the forefront of my mind. I would maybe like to chew on that more, but I think I also feel some imposter syndrome and perfectionism trends niggling at me. Like, am I doing enough? But of course, I'm doing enough by just participating at all. Yeah, yeah. I guess you answered, your own worries that you are doing enough just by being you, just by, you know, trying your best in whatever with whatever resources you have in terms of even the mental resources you have right now. Caitlin says, oh yeah, yes. Jutsa says, I am lost. I lost the love of my life, deviated. Sending you a warm hug, Jutsa, for, going through this hard time in your life. And I hope that you're able to feel that connection, not only with, you know, you're able to feel that connection with love soon. And right now, maybe feeling or strengthening your connection with yourself, giving yourself the kindness that you need right now in this moment. Okay, it's so nice, Caitlin, Roku, and Eva to send, these kind wishes and love to Jutsta. That is so amazing. Okay, so now let's, spin the wheel. I am still a little bit, I'm very aware right now of the internet because it is showing poor in between because I'm like joining to the hotspot of my phone internet. So I'm hoping that, this live would sail smoothly. Let's let's see what happens. Okay. So now let's spin the wheel and let's see what comes through for all of us. Mm. So the book that came up was The Mindful Way Through Depression by Mark William, John Teasdale, Zendel Siegel, and John Kabat-Zinn. So let's see, what is the wisdom that comes up in this time for everyone who just, mentioned what they need guidance on. Caitlin says, "Oh no, they are still working. Lol, well, fingers crossed we get our wisdom." What is still working, Caitlin? I didn't get that. Yeah, oh, okay, the guys on the Wi-Fi. No, they finished actually, they did finished. So I had like this call with Caitlin, and at that time, the Wi-Fi tower in my near my house. So it was like the work was going on. So yeah, that's what she's asking about. Yeah, so that was finished. But right now, I don't know, out of nowhere, the Wi-Fi, just stopped working. And that too in the meditation. So yeah. Um, yeah. And if you guys are wondering, what about me and Caitlin talking. So guys, let me like reiterate before I open the book and read the lines that I am offering a free gift. I am offering like a gifted, powerful conversation with me to all the women out there. So, if you're a woman or if you know of a woman who would like to work with me, who would like to sit in a 1 hour session and, figure out, gain some clarity, gain some insight regarding whatever is going on in your life, then you're welcome to message me on Insight Time and we can connect and yeah, get on the session together, get on the coaching session together and see, you know, how we can make your life a little bit more easy. So, yeah, feel free to text me, feel free to message me. Okay, coming back to the book. Okay, so these are like my notes. So I'm going to now just close my eyes and just, you know, tap into the intuition and see, what comes up, what would be helpful right now for all of you. Caitlin says, "Girls do it." I was like, what are we gonna talk about for an hour? And then the time flew by. Yeah, we got, overtime. And this actually usually happens in these sessions because I just want to give everything out. And yeah, and don't want to end a session until, the person in front of me gets something. So thank you, Caitlin, for sharing that. That is so sweet of you to encourage other women. So yeah, to grab onto that gift. Paul says hi. Hi, Paul. Welcome. Paul says very late. No, actually, you are on time, Paul. You are very much on time. I was just about to read the lines, just about to tap into the wisdom and see, what comes through. Yeah, Caitlin says, Paul, we're just getting our wisdom. Yeah, we all are just getting our wisdom, including me. Okay, let's see what wants to come through. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so let's read what came through. So the authors say the problem is that we try to think our way out of our moods by working out what's gone wrong, what's wrong with me, why do I always feel overwhelmed? Before we have any idea what hit us, we are compulsively trying over and over to get to the bottom of what is wrong with us as people or with the way we live our lives and then fix it. We put all of our we put all of our mental powers to work on the problem, and the power we rely on is that of our critical thinking skills. Unfortunately, those critical thinking skills might be exactly the wrong tools for the job. We are rightly proud what we can do through critical analytical thinking. It's one of the greatest achievements of our evolutionary history as human beings and does get us out of whole slew of fixes in life. So, when we see things are not going well in our internal emotional life, it's hardly surprising that the mind often quickly reacts by recruiting the mode of mind that functions so effectively in solving problems in our external world. Basically, what the authors are trying to say is that our minds often use thinking. When we are feeling down, when we are feeling overwhelmed, when we are feeling all of these things, our mind try to figure out what is going wrong and then try to correct it, right? Try to solve the problem. And thinking usually works in our external world very well because everything that you are seeing is a result of a thought that someone had, and then they put into the analytical skills and the problem solving skills and then came up with this thing. Like, I'm seeing this laptop, this was a result of someone thinking and putting, and trying to figure out a way to solve a problem. So yeah, so thinking in external world works very well. And this faculty of ours has developed over the years, of evolution and everything. So we are very proud of ourselves as human beings for the amazing capability to think, which is okay when it comes to external world issues. But when we try to apply this very same thing to our internal world, when we try to solve our problems, or when we try to solve the issues that are going on internally with thinking, then problem starts, because thinking is not made for our internal world. And often people use thinking as a way to avoid feeling. as a way to be with what the sensations and the emotions are present within us. And we want to think our way out of it, that I'm feeling this way, and how to solve this, how to feel better, and then go on to that. Or that is like the that is still like the healthy side of thinking. But what we try to do is to figure out that what is wrong with me, why I'm not normal person, why this always keep on happening with me, why am I so unlucky, why do I have to have all these responsibilities and other people have all this easy. So when we use thinking to address our inner problems, then the chaos happens. Because with thinking, there was this example in this book um that illustrated why thinking not work. It was like this. So we are at this point A, right? Where we are currently, supposedly, point A is that I am currently unhappy. Okay, this is point A. And we want to go to point B. So point B is, I want to be happy. This is the point B that I want to be there, right? And when we try to use thinking from go for external world problems, like I want to move from like India, which is point A, to somewhere I want to go, maybe I want to go to America, and yeah, and then we put our thinking into use, and we figure out a way for us to reach from point A to point B, right? And we are done. Our external issue, the thing that we had to do in the external world, is solved with our thinking. But when we try to do it with our internal world, like I am unhappy and I want to be happy, then what happens is that our mind knows that I'm unhappy. That is the truth, and our mind knows it. Okay, but when we have this hope that yeah, I want to be happy, when this is our point B, then what happens is that our mind keep on focusing on this gap between point A and point B, and it's like I want to be happy, but it means that I am not happy right now. So not having this actually reinforces this gap between where we are and where we want to be, and it reinforces this feeling that I am not happy right now. And why am I not happy right now? I always try my best. I'm always a giver in a relationship, and you know um I'm not able to think of more examples, but yeah, supposedly I'm always like I always give everything. I always try my best, but why am I still not happy? So yeah, so this focusing on the gap actually take us down the cycle. So that's why thinking don't usually work with our internal world that well. You know, you can always, yes, and it's not that it is completely useless. Of course, you can use it afterwards when you have like processed whatever is happening internally. Then you can move to, thinking and maybe applying what the insights that you got by sitting with your emotions now into your life. So, but using thinking as a way to avoid feeling, avoid being with whatever is happening inside you, that often backfires. So I hope that I was able to convey the point that authors were trying to make here. Okay, so I have a few messages from Caitlin. So Caitlin says, when we use thinking to solve our internal problems, the chaos happens. Anisha, thank you for like putting it as a quote by me. That is amazing to read. Thank you for doing that, Caitlin. And Caitlin says, oh, focusing on that gap instead of the destination feeling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So before we move on, in fact, I do actually see another paragraph. I just read one line of it. I just had a glimpse of it. And I think it would be related to the things that, few people mentioned about feeling overwhelmed by the task and not being able to be in the moment. So I'm thinking of reading these lines as well before like we take a pause to reflect on things that were mentioned here, on the wisdom that were mentioned here. Okay. So again, open yourselves. Yeah, Caitlin says listen to the intuition. Yes. Yeah. I feel like there might be something here for few people who mentioned what they're going through. So the author says consider the simple everyday actions of driving across town. For making a journey, the doing mode of mind enables us to reach the goal by creating an idea of where we are now, that is at the home, and an idea of where we want to be, for example, at the stadium. It then automatically focuses on the mismatch between these two ideas, generating action aimed at narrowing the gap. That is, get in the car and drive. Okay, so they have mentioned the example I was trying to explain. Yeah, so they mentioned, where we are at right now and where we want to be. So home to stadium. And then the doing mode of our mind, the thinking part of our mind tries to narrow that gap, which is through action, which is get in the car and drive, right? Next, it continuously monitors whether the gap is getting bigger or smaller to check whether these actions are having the desired effect of reducing the distance left to travel between the two ideas. If need be, it adjusts the actions to make sure the gap is decreasing rather than increasing. It then repeats the process over and over again. Finally, the gap is closed. We have reached our destination. The goal has been achieved, and the doing mode is ready to take on the next task. The strategy offers us a very general approach for attaining our goals and solving our problems. If there is something we want to happen, we focus on narrowing the gap between our idea of where we are and our idea of where we want to be. If there is something we don't want to happen, we focus on increasing the gap between our idea of where we are and our idea of what we want to avoid. So here the, author highlights how we work in the external world, how the how the doing mode of our mind works to decrease the gap between where we are and where we want to be, and vice versa in terms of increasing the gap between where we are and where we don't want to be, what we want to avoid. So that's how our mind works. And I really, liked how the author actually put in this small thing that once this goal is achieved between where we are and where we want to be, when we have reached there, then the doing mode is ready to take on the next task because it never stops, our that doing mode, that thinking mind never stops. Once this goal is achieved, it moves on to the next task, to the next problem to solve, to the next goal to be achieved. So this is what happens in the external world when we use thinking, and it is perfect in the external world, we have it has been of so much use in the external world, but we will also see, like, what happens when we try to apply it in the internal world. uh yeah, so I will like scroll the lines and read their explanation of it. Let's see, few comments are here. Tony says, joined at the right time. That makes sense. Thank you. I'm glad, Tony, that this resonated with you. And yeah, and you received some things valuable from this live, you received what you needed. Eva says, so interesting. I never realized that this is how our mind works. Very helpful. Yeah, it is. The first time I read about it, I was like, yeah, it so much makes sense that why thinking don't work. And you know what? It just conveys the essence of how we go around in our lives, trying, especially in our external world up until now. Caitlin says mindfulness helps slow the work down a bit. Yeah, it does. And that's why the name of this book, The Mindful Way Through Depression. Caitlin says, but wow, that was impactful. Yeah, the author communicated it so simply and in such an easy to understand manner. Let me just take a moment to see if they have like if I have highlighted, this internal thing as well, what happens internally, because that was very powerful as well from what I can remember. Just a second. Yeah, they have. Okay, you're going to find this amazing. I tried to explain it, but yeah, the author just explains it so beautifully. Caitlin says it reminded me of the whole idea of manifestation and all that too. Getting trapped in that loop of attracting more of what you don't want because just your mind just keeps going towards that gap, the difference of where you want to be. Yeah, exactly. This reminds me of something I was just reading in the recent book that I'm reading, which is Conversations with God. And in that, the author asked God that, you know, um, just a second. Yeah, yeah. The God says that you are creating your own reality, and you can have everything that you want. But the author says, but I have been wanting this, like, you know, I have been wanting this for so much longer. I want this. I want this in my life, and this has never happened. So, so God, like, highlight on this, that you say to yourself that I want this, I want happiness, for example, I want happiness. And that's what you get, you get more of this wanting of happiness rather than the actual happiness. You get this more, you get more of this feeling of I want this wanting feeling, rather than, if you were to shift your inner dialogue to I am happy, just because that is the reality that you are creating. So when you say I am happy, that is the reality you are creating. And if you say I want to be happy, then it means that you are not happy yet, and you want, and you're creating more of this want, more of this desire to be happy rather than that happiness itself. Caitlin says, whoa, the never ending hamster wheel of desire. Yeah, isn't it? Poonam says, I'm so loving this conversation. Thank you, Poonam. I am so glad, that this is resonating and I am able to put my idea across to you in the form of words. Because, yeah, sometimes I do have difficulty expressing that. So, yeah, it's nice that, you know, it is getting through. Okay, so let's continue on this. And let's understand, why we can't problem solve our emotions, why thinking do not work in our internal world with our internal problems. So, so remember with the external things, this was that, where I am and where I want to be, and our mind is like always, checking that how much is the gap between that, so our mind is constantly checking and it is trying to close that gap. Now let's see what happens with the internal world. So the author says, imagine yourself walking along a path by a river on a sunny day. You are feeling a little down, a little a little out of sorts. At first, you are not really aware of your mood, but then you realize you don't feel very happy. You are also aware that the sun is shining. You think it's a lovely day. I should be feeling happy. I really should be feeling happy. Let that thought sink in. I should be feeling happy. How do you feel now? If you feel worse, you are not alone. Virtually everyone reports the same response. Why? Because in the case of our moods, the very act of focusing on the gap, comparing how we are feeling with how we want to feel or how we think we should feel, makes us feel unhappy, taking us even further away from how we want to be. I will again read this line. Because in the case of our moods, the very act of focusing on the gap, comparing how we are feeling with how we want to feel or how we think we should feel, makes us feel unhappy, taking us even further away from how we want to be. Focusing on the gap in this way is actually a reflection of the mind's habitual tendency for trying to sort out situations in which things aren't as we want them to be. Okay, there is one more line I think that would relate to this. Focusing on the mismatch between our idea of the people we want to be and our idea of the people we see ourselves as make us feel worse than we did in the first place. When the doing mode started its attempt to help, it uses mental time travel to help, calling up past times when we may have felt like this in an effort to understand what went wrong, and imagining a future blighted by unhappiness to remind us that this is what we desperately need to avoid. The memories of previous failures and the images of feared future scenarios that we bring to mind in the process adds their own twist to the spiral of worsening mood. The more we have suffered low mood in the past, the more negative will be the images and self talk unlocked by our present mood, and the more our mind will be dominated by these old patterns. Let me stop here. So, in addition to the gap between where we are right now and where we want to be, and constantly checking on that gap and focusing on that gap, that we are not yet happy, not yet happy, not yet happy. And in addition, when we are feeling unhappy, we recall the bad memories from our past, that resonates with this. And we also then recall, not recall, we also then imagine our future in terms of, what I don't want, that I don't want to continue to be unhappy in the future. I don't want to be unhappy in the future. So now, in relation, like in addition to this gap that we were focusing on, that was, making us even more worse than before when we realized that there's this gap between where we are and where we want to be. Now we are also adding the past memories, that align with this mood, as well as we are focusing on the future and worrying that I don't want this to continue and I don't want to be unhappy anymore. And all of this happens when we bring our doing mode, when we bring our thinking brain to our inner problems. Okay, there are some comments. I just missed them, I think. Jutsta says, I'm hurting. 15 minutes ago, lost love of life, dealing with it, appreciate the space. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jutsta. I didn't, when you mentioned earlier, I didn't realize that it is so raw in your experience right now. And I'm sending you so much love and healing and just warmth. And I hope that, you're able to be compassionate to yourself for having to go through this hard time in your life right now. Maybe you can take a few moments to say something kind to yourself, that it's hard to go through this. And maybe give yourself a hug. Poonam says, sad to hear that, Jutsta. Please take care. Johnny is sending hearts. Jutsa says, I thank you, I appreciate it. I just wanted to say to everyone here, love yourself. That is such a beautiful message to share, to, you know, bring to everyone right now. And I hope that you are loving yourself as well. Caitlin says, wow, Jutsa, yes, beautiful share. Same to you, friend. Okay, so I would like to invite all of you to reflect, on all of these lines that I just read. And, reflect on what is going on in your life and how might this apply to you, to whatever you are going through right now. So maybe, feel free to share in the comments what is one insight that you gained from today's session. What is that piece of wisdom that you would like to carry from today's session into your day? And yeah, and live it instead of just intellectually understanding it, live it, apply it to your life. So, how would you apply it? What is that one piece that you're taking out from today's life? Leah says, I need to shift my inner dialogue. Yeah, that's a big one. And that can have such a transformation, you know, in the experience that you're having. Because sometimes we cannot change the situation itself that is out of our control, but we can change how we look at it or even how we talk to ourselves in that situation as we're going through it. Caitlin says, watch the gap, like on the train platforms. Yeah, yeah. I love the metaphors that you come up with, Caitlin. Yeah, so she says, watch the gap like on the train platforms, but hang up the sign in my mind and be mindful to focus on the destination of what I do want. Yes, yes, because sometimes we are always like, I don't want this, I don't want that, but we never take the time to sit and to reflect and to figure out what is it that I do want, who do I want to become in my life, what would bring true fulfillment to me. And Jutsa says moving forward. Yeah, it's a tough journey, but you are so tough as well. You are strong enough to be able to go through this and maybe, who knows, become, you know, some more become the kind of person that you want to become. And yeah, and as Caitlin says, it's perfectly okay to feel some grief for a bit too, friend. Exactly. Thank you for highlighting that, Caitlin, because just, that thing that we discussed that I shouldn't be feeling this way actually adds on to the suffering, adds on to the pain that we're going through. So maybe allowing ourselves to feel what we are feeling right now because that makes sense, given the situation. Caitlin says, Leah, awareness is key, friend. So that's the beginning of the shift. Exactly. Exactly. Awareness is the first step, and then everything comes after that. So, thank you for sharing, what got through to you from this live, and thank you for listening. And I want to let you know that, yeah, all of these lines that I have read just now, so you can, like, if you want to just refresh that in your memory and read it, sometimes, people learn in different ways. So sometimes, like, people love to listen to stuff, and sometimes they like they are visual people. So yeah, if you would like to read that, then I would like to let you know that I do have a community here on Insight Timer. The community is called Wonderful Beings, because you are wonderful, you are full of wonder and magic and beauty. So yeah, if I would love to have each and every one of you in that community. And what I do is that after the live, sorry, sorry, I hope that it wasn't too loud. Yeah. So after, like, I do these lives, these are getting recorded. So it takes about 1 hour for them to get uploaded, like, on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so which, if you want to, like, see the recording, because today in the meditation, the net went, like the net ditched me, and the meditation was lost. People were not able to follow the instructions because of that. So if you would like to go back to the meditation or, to the session, any part of the session, then you're welcome to check out the replay. It is in the profile in the link tree. You can check out there. This is 21st session, Wheel of Wisdom 21st session today. And if you would like to like instantly know, what we talked about and read the lines, then like within 5 or 10 minutes, I post these lines in that community, Wonderful Beings on Insight Timer. So you can either search it in the search box, or uh, you can go to my profile, and in the home page, you like towards the end, you would see the group Wonderful Beings. So you're welcome to join that. And as we are ending this live, I also want to repeat because like many new people have joined. So guys, I am giving this, gift to all the women out here and to all the women that you know of. So you can send them my way if they are interested. If you are interested in a powerful coaching conversation with me, it is going to be a free 1 hour coaching session. And if there's something that is going on in your life and you would like to sit and gain some clarity and insight and guidance and support and whatever that it is that you need, you're welcome to message me. The way to message me is that you can go to my profile. If you're not following me, then in order to message me, you have to follow me on Insight Timer. So, yeah, once you follow me, the follow button becomes a donate button. Above it, three dots appear. Click on the three dots, go to message teacher, and you can message me from there that you are interested in having a powerful conversation with me, and I would love to guide you. Caitlin says, I like skimming the notes in your posts. Yes. Yeah. um, that's wonderful. Leah says, just start sending love and strength. Let the process unfold while retaining compassion to yourself. Yeah, it is so important to be, just as the message that you shared, just start with everyone that love yourself. So yeah, bringing, allowing whatever is unfolding, and then bringing some compassion to yourself is the key in this moment of loss. Okay. So, guys, thank you for being here. If you found this session helpful at all, if you find anything that was mentioned helpful, insightful, resonating with you, or if you like the meditation, then I would really appreciate, any donation from you, because these donation help me. They support my journey and they help me keep on doing these lives, come up again and again, and yeah, offer what I have to offer. So that thank you so much, Joey. Thank you so much, Zoe. It means a lot to receive this from you. And yeah, it makes me so happy that, you got some value out of it and something resonated, or maybe you like the space. So it means a lot. I'm grateful, Zoe. Thank you. Leah says, thank you, Anisha, and everyone. Thank you, Leah, for joining us. It was so nice to have you. Joanny says, hi, Caitlin. Okay, it seems like Joanny just joined. It's nice to have you back, Joanny. And again, it seems like you missed the session, but that's okay. You can always catch on the replay. Or maybe if you just want the wisdom, you can join my group, Wonderful Beings, and I would post the lines that we read today there. Joanny says, thank you, Anisha. Jutsa says, love it. I'm glad that, you received something out of today's session. Poonam says, thanks, Anisha, for this lovely session. Thank you, Poonam, for being here and for interacting. So, yeah, that's the end. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your presence, for listening to me, for participating, and yeah, for just being, for existing. Bye bye. Take care.